Hello, I'm Chele Farley. Like so many other New Yorkers, I'm disappointed by what I see happening in Washington. Instead of helping our children achieve the American dream, Washington politicians only care about their careers and higher office. Our state is being shortchanged, and New York taxpayers are bearing the brunt of Washington's unfair decisions. I see the common bonds we hold dear being replaced with extremism, obstruction, and gridlock. Too many politicians care more about making headlines and hashtags than making a difference for the families they're supposed to represent. And among the worst offenders is U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. Consider this. While Kirsten Gillibrand is out trying to raise her national profile to advance her political ambitions, only a portion of every dollar hardworking New York taxpayers send to Washington ever comes back to our state. In 2016, that was $40 billion of our money that's being used to subsidize taxpayers in other states. $40 billion. I studied engineering, but it doesn't take an engineer to see that New York State's infrastructure is crumbling. $40 billion could be used to fix our mass transit, rebuild our crumbling roads and bridges, all of which will create jobs and revitalize our economy. $40 billion is nearly double what the state spends on public education each year, and nearly 80% of the property taxes paid by New Yorkers last year. The fact that we're losing that much money every year is not fair. If you want further proof of the harm caused by Kirsten Gillibrand's self-serving priorities, consider the recently passed federal tax cuts. Instead of cutting taxes for every small business and middle-class family, New York was one of the few states that was penalized. To me, that's a clear example of how Kirsten Gillibrand's ineffectiveness is impacting all of us, and it's an insult to New York's middle-class families now struggling to find a good-paying job, afford higher housing costs, and skyrocketing property taxes. It's clear that Senator Gillibrand has become a creature of Washington. She has abandoned her moderate roots and has moved as far left as possible to advance her own national political ambitions. People are fed up with the grandstanding and the political opportunism. That's what's wrong with Washington. It happens on both sides of the aisle. It's hurting New York and needs to end now. Just as troubling are Senator Gillibrand's views, which are out of touch with most New Yorkers. She supported the Iran nuclear deal, which has all but assured that Iran will soon have nuclear weapons. She's embraced terrorist sympathizers like Linda Sarsour. She's turned her back on Israel and advanced efforts to undermine and delegitimize Israel's existence. And she has failed to support our strong stance against North Korean aggression. It's time to say no more. We need to stand united and committed to change the toxic culture. And that starts by adopting term limits and not sending back to Washington the very politicians who have already failed us. Politicians like Kirsten Gillibrand. My family and every family in New York deserve someone who will fight for them. And it's why today I am officially announcing that I am running for the United States Senate, to give New Yorkers from every corner of the state the voice we deserve. I've spent my career in the private sector, paying taxes, not living off your taxes, helping companies create jobs, not figuring out ways to sue them. I will bring our tax dollars back home and rebuild New York. But I can't do it without you. I need you as my running mate. I hope you will go to CheleFarleyForSenate.com and spend a few moments learning more about me, my experience, and my plan to make Washington work for New York taxpayers instead of us working for them. If you like what you see, I hope you will sign up to be part of our team. By joining our campaign, you will be sending a loud and clear message. that New Yorkers won't be taken advantage of anymore. Together, we can rebuild New York and make our state and our country everything it should be. Thank you.